One of the main roads in Nakuru is called George Morara. In my view, it is the biggest road there. The second biggest road is Kenyatta Avenue. Now, who is this George Morara, who has a bigger road named after him? For those people who frequent that place, if you are coming from Nairobi side, there is an underpass where we have a train passing over you. And then there is a roundabout, then that straight road where you bypass the town. You don't enter the CBD, but just go that way until you reach Kenya Farmers Association roundabout. That highway is named after George Morara. Now, who is George Morara? And why was a major town in Nakuru named after him? You remember Tom Mboya had an airlift. And among those people who were airlifted by Tom Mboya was one George Morara, a Kisii from Mugirango sub-tribe. He went to the USA, graduated and came back to Kenya. When he came back to Kenya, he contested and won the West Mugirango seat. West Mugirango seat by then was in the Greater Kisii district. In today's time, West Mugirango is now in Nyamira County. Remember, he was taken to the US by Tom Mboya through the airlift. Now, when he joined Parliament in 1969, he joined a committee that was chaired by George Mushigi, the MP for Kandara. And among other members, there was Elijah Mwangale, the MP for Bungoma East, which then became called Kimilili, but by then it used to be Bungoma East. Like any other parliamentary group, like we have even today, they make trips. Some of the trips are out of the country. And remember, they went to Lusaka, Zambia for a parliamentary meeting. They were accommodated at Sarova Hotel in Lusaka. Now, when they were in Lusaka, he saw somebody. And he made, we have, if you meet a suspect or if you call somebody by his name or whatever, there is a way that somebody behaves. And then you look at that person. He was sure that the person he saw was Njenga, Nahashon Njenga, the person who killed Tom Mboya. So when he came back to Kenya, immediately he landed. He said that we are being cheated, that Nahashon Njenga has been hanged in committee. But he was saying that I saw him somewhere. And he gave President Jomo Kenyatta 48 ultimatum. Said, can the government say where Nahashon Njenga is? If the government cannot say it, I will say. The press, you know how the press does. They send some reporters to the government, they send some reporters to the families of Nahashon Njenga. Family said, we were summoned to committee and we were given his clothing and we were told he has been hanged. That is all. Those days, and this partly I'll take this opportunity to talk about Dedan Kimathi. The last person to be hanged in committee was Ezekiel Ochuka. For reasons that I do not understand, Ochuka was buried in his home area. But since Ochuka was hanged, no other person in Kenya has ever been hanged. Take that one to the bank, not the river bank, but the World Bank. And when you are hanged in committee, the laws then stated that you are supposed to be buried within committee. Dedan Kimathi was buried within committee, and the grave was unmarked. We have so many graves. If you go to Dagoretti, we have Wanye family, we have the Duaru family, and so on. They cannot trace their ancestors' graves after they were evicted from their chambers during the 1952 emergency. So if these people who are in their Oshago cannot trace their graves, what of people going to committee to trace Dedan Kimathi's grave? You can't find it. Especially knowing that him being a freedom fighter, such graves are usually converted into shrines. So we were back to Nation Jenga. The family came up and said we were just given his clothings. And we were told that he had been hanged in committee. Whether he was hanged or whatever, we have no capacity to do that. During that time, there was a rumor, and the rumor persists even up to today, that Jomo Kenyatta talked to Emperor Haile Selassie, and Nahashon Jenga was silently taken to Ethiopia and made a very... Unajua Mkikuyu na biashara. Just give him a big business, go there, he adopts a new name, he adopts a new life. That rumor was there, that rumor is still there. And that was the second version. The second version was, the first one was that Nahashon Jenga was buried in committee. The second version was that Jomo Kenyatta had talked to Emperor Haile Selassie and he was silently taken to Ethiopia. The third one was now, here was George Morara, a 34-year-old politician, insisting that he had seen him somewhere and giving the government an ultimatum of 48 hours to say where Nahashon Jenga is, and if they do not say, he will say. Then he left Nairobi with other MPs. One of them was Mark Bosire. I hope I've pronounced like a kissy. Mark Bosire. He was the MP for Machoge. Ovasi Machoge. Now he was the MP there. For those who don't come from Kisii, don't mind. And those who come from Kisii also don't mind if I've misquoted the constituency. And another MP from Kisii. From Nairobi all the way to Nakuru, they were arguing with him. First of all, they felt that they were under risk being close to him, because if somebody comes out with a machine gun and shoots at the vehicle, they all die. They were arguing heatedly with him, asking him to call a press conference and apologize for giving the government an ultimatum, 48 hours. And he was adamant. There are some people, I'm not included, who believes that Mukisi na Mumeru, mabishano, anyway, other people's, but not me. So this fellow was adamant that he will not withdraw the statement. At Nakuru, Mark Bosire and the other MP, whom I've forgotten the name, alighted from his vehicle. As he was going, those days we did not have a landline. We did not have mobile phones, we had landlines. He had talked to the district commissioner of the then larger Kakamega district. The larger Kakamega district today is what is called Kakamega County and Vihiga County. So instead of going straight to Kisii, he went to Kakamega. And some people, not me, believe that a meeting of the Wakisii is like a quarrel. You who do not understand the language, you would think these people are about to fight. So this fellow had a meeting with the district commissioner in Kakamega, larger Kakamega, who was a Kisii by tribe. He was supposed to sleep in that district commissioner's house and in the morning go to Kisii. But they argued for a long time. And then he decided to go home. Person who was supposed to spend there a day longer, he decided to walk away. He drove himself. He reached at a place called Ichavakali. Upon reaching Ichavakali, he had a fatal road accident. His vehicle collided with a police Land Rover. But then the government released a statement and said that his vehicle collided with a lorry. A Land Rover, a police Land Rover, driven by a police driver, driving on the wrong side of the road, colliding with him, and then the government coming out and saying he collided with a lorry, a civilian lorry. Do you need any other proof of why we believe Morara was assassinated? I don't think so. Lastly, Chavakali. Ichavakali is a Kimaragoli word meaning place of women. Just like in Ukambani, there is a place called Iveti. So the best description of Ichavakali in Kiswahili ni kwa wanawake. Watch out for this and other interesting historical, political future of Kenya. Thank you.